This week on Team Elk, we're going out to Montana with a man from the East. I'm talking about my good friend Ron Shaffer, who's based out in Pennsylvania, but we're bringing him out west for an elk hunt that I do not think he'll soon forget. A lot of stuff happening this week. You don't want to miss it. Check it out. Team Elk starts right now.
My expectation really was just to see some animals and maybe get an opportunity. I'm a realist, and like I said, I've been a hunter a long time, and I understand that the hunting is not just walking out and harvesting an animal in the first 15-20 minutes that you go on the hunt. The hunt's about the whole experience.
Ron, I'll tell you, that's a great attitude to have when you're bow hunting for elk.
I don't see any elk this morning. Yesterday they were down in here. They shoot through that gap right there.
I've been a hunter all my life. I grew up on a small farm in Pennsylvania, and hunting was my family's. That was what we did. I've been involved in a lot of different organizations when it comes to sports or the outdoor industry, and the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is one of those organizations that I actually personally was involved with for many years already.
And they're really pretty country, so it gets the juices flowing. There's got to be some wallows down in there. It's all swampy, and
oh yeah, you can see it from here.
And there's some beaver ponds down in this bottom.
Yeah, I see that.
I grew up deer hunting in northern Pennsylvania, and deer hunting camp is something that people, if you don't do it, you don't understand exactly what it is, And as I grew older, my love for hunting just continued to grow, and the challenge there is what really tweaks me.
He's facing away from us right now, just looking up the hill. It's not a big one.
No, he branches. He has a brow tine.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's got his head down.
Hopefully some more elk will go up there with him.
In the morning, we were able to. We actually saw a couple bulls. The other elk hunts that I've been on, the other hunts, we did not see a lot of animals. So immediately, just the fact that I saw a couple elk, some bulls, got me very excited for the week. I thought, man, this is going to be a great week. We're going to see a lot of animals and have a lot of action and get into it.
Seems like an elk could walk out at any moment.
It was a good evening. We had good wind. It felt like at any moment we could actually see an elk.
I have a good feeling about this evening. I think we're going to see something for sure, and hopefully we can put the smack down on one. A lot of shadows there you can't see.
When it got closer to the evening where the sun went down, the elk became active.
We just heard one bugle, and kind of hard to tell where he is, but I think he's right up there on that hill that's facing us right there. It sounds like he's out there pretty good though. Just feels like something's got to happen though. There's some up on the skyline, coming out over the top. Couple bulls. Question's gonna be, will they get here in time? There's a bull on the skyline. He just come always wide. They don't seem to be wanting to come down the hill. As a matter of fact, it looks like they're going up the hill. I don't see anything else moving over this way. So, just kind of keep an eye on them and see what they're gonna do. Still a little discouraging, I guess, that they're not making their way this way, but we got a week to try to see if they're gonna come back around.
Like I said earlier, that's a great attitude to have when you're bow hunting elk. And with another 5 days to go, one of these encounters might turn into one of those unforgettable memories.
No, it's looking, they're going where we want them to. We're looking good for tonight, but the mob split up. Some went out that way, some went out that way, some went up this way. All the elk were in one big mob. Now they seem to split up in 4 different groups.
There's 2 sparring.
Is there 2 sparring?
Yeah, there's 2.
I got my blood pumping, let's put it that way.
There are plenty of elk, but the problem is they want to stay on the wrong piece of property. Keep in mind, Ron is bow hunting, so bulls beyond 50 or 60 yards, that does him no good.
As a hunter, you want to actually, I like seeing the animals too. Even if they don't give you an opportunity, it's fun to watch what they do in their natural environment.
Ron tries to set up on those bulls from this morning, but the wind has picked up significantly. He has a long hike to get where he thinks those elk bedded. It's an all or nothing deal.
Let's see what happens. Hopefully they come out through, come down on this side of these aspen, and maybe we can get a shot right out here in this field here.
So the wait begins. Now, Ron knew this wouldn't be easy, but after 2 days, the reality of how difficult it is to get close to an elk with a bow is becoming very clear.
That's all part of hunting, and I understand that.
There's a cow calling behind us, and the bull is right up that way up the hill. There he goes again. He's up right up that way right there.
Unfortunately, he hung up there, and they ended up coming down right at dark, but they were on the back side of the Quaker patch. Never saw the elk come down into the field.
Day 3, more big herds of elk. Too far and no cover to make a move.
And believe it or not, they worked their way up into the area where we were last evening.
From there, it kind of got warm a day or two, so the animals, they weren't real active. This time of the year, you would think, that the rut would be kicked in. They're not bugling quite as much as what I had expected to hear. You spend a lot of time walking and hunting and glassing, and you put your time in because you just never know what was going to happen, and it's a little frustrating. But it can happen anytime, you could be out there and a bull could just show up that we never knew was there. For me, just keep your attitude good, and there could be an opportunity around the next corner. So that's hunting. Obviously, as a hunter, you want to harvest an animal if you get an opportunity, and you work hard to do that. The hunt itself, the experiences that happen while we're out here, that's all part of it. And I take vacation, and it's kind of me unplugging from the world, and nothing beats that.
I think it's going to rain on us.
And that concludes Ron Shaffer's elk hunt with a bow. But Ron Shaffer is not done elk hunting.
What a difference about a month makes. You can see I got the weapon of choice is the rifle this time with a little bit of orange, and weather's changed a lot. It's probably 50 degrees cooler than what it was the last time I was here.
If at first you don't succeed, fly home, come back 3 weeks later and try it again.
We glassed probably for the last hour and a half of light and spotted 2 bulls feeding down in this very small draw.
We saw them, there was no chance that we could get on them at all. So we decided to just, let them go. We go back and sleep on it. And if one can sleep when you see three bulls in the field.
About 15 degrees out here. It's real still. Pretty chilly. We bedded a couple bulls last night out here. We're gonna try to make a move. Slip down into this draw. Come up from the bottom, and hopefully we keep the thermals and everything in our favor. It's a really good morning though, so it's just pretty exciting.
So at that point we decided, okay, let's go make a play on these things. we hiked in a good ways out across the top of the ridge to try to get in above where the elk were, but slide down off to the side so that we could get those air currents working in our favor in case they did come out. It's interesting when you're looking in the morning, glassing in an area, and you're pretty far off, and now you're walking in the area, and things look a lot different when you're coming over the ridges and the trees aren't the same. And
Yeah, I thought it really looks different up here, you know, from over there. Okay, Ron, we're about 200 yards from the edge of the field where they are, okay, where they were feeding, so let's pick our way through this timber right here until I get where I can see, maybe stay 5 yards behind me. Okay. I'll go up there and see if they're still there. Okay. Hopefully they are. Let's see what's gonna happen.
We went maybe 150, 100, 200 yards, and there they were. They were actually coming up out. And they could see us walking where we were, so at that point we had them, you know, it was a go time.
They see us. It's okay. Get down here. Yeah, I got him. There's 2 bulls standing there. You see them right there? I got him back. Take your time. They're both about the same size. Okay.
So I was able to get in the scope, and the adrenaline was going really hard, you know, and
I'm gonna not give them up. I'm gonna sit on top of the back, okay? Okay.
And at that point, I just went back to what my dad taught me, and get rock solid and take your time and focus. And everything was like it was in slow motion.
There's another one coming out. He's coming right in. I got him on the same trail. Yep. Okay. Got him. Done.
The elk just dropped.
Good shot, man. Oh. Just dropped him. he just went plunk. That was pretty neat. Good job, brother. Good shot.
And those are the best shots, you know. When you put an animal down, you want to make sure it's clean, and it was really good for me. There was a lot of emotion involved in it. I've been an Elk Foundation member for quite a few years now, and the reason that I joined the Elk Foundation, being from Pennsylvania, we have a small herd back there, and they helped our state reestablish the elk herd up north. And what they do in the way of conservation and preservation of land, the conservation of the animals, you know, really means a lot to me as a hunter.
That is so cool, dude. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, he's a 6 on that side. Look at this, that's cool. Check that out, he must have got hit in velvet.
He's a young one, but it's all right.
I don't think he's all that young.
I know for a fact that it was all adrenaline, me just doing this. And I was solid when I squeezed the trigger. I mean, those crosshairs weren't moving. There's not, you know, we're losing land that have the ability to hunt on. So when organizations like that put together programs that allow people to experience coming out and hunting, you know, it means a lot. It means a lot.
For those of you in the know, Montana has some fantastic whitetail hunting. Ron takes his last few days out west and tries to take advantage.
Rut has not kicked in at all yet, so maybe a little bit of pre-rut. You know, the bucks we saw this morning were separated.
The autumn is one of my most favorite times of the year for me, when you have the colors changing and, you know, there's frosty mornings that you look forward to, you know, sitting in a tree stand or, you know, going for a walk in the woods. It's, you know, there's nothing like it.
Pretty good buck right over here on the other side. He's out about 350. He was quartering away. I'm pretty cold, so I just decided not to take the shot. Come on, buddy. He might come down along the fence. If he gets down 200 yards, I'll take a crack at him.
Plenty of whitetail, but Ron is going to have to get this done on this trip because he won't be coming back in 3 weeks to fill his whitetail tag. You see, Ron is a very busy person with his duties back east in Pennsylvania.
You know, I work with New Holland, and I've been with New Holland for 22 years. And, you know, we are the makers of farm machinery equipment and worldwide, a global company.
Ron's commitment on a personal level to the RMEF has expanded into a relationship with the company of New Holland.
With New Holland's trying to do with outdoors, it was a good fit to maybe try to start to look and see what we could do in, you know, partnership in the future. The whole organization is very professional, and that's someone that we really want to be with.
And in the end, Ron did take a nice Montana whitetail, which compels me to make a suggestion to all of you watching right now. If you're a hunter, try to give yourself an opportunity to hunt somewhere else. Take a trip somewhere new, try a different style, try some new scenery, meet some new people. Ron could take this class of whitetail in his home in PA, but the experience of a hunt out west can't be duplicated anywhere. So, Ron, there you have it. Gets the elk on the ground, his first one. Love to see that type of emotion, that type of passion coming out in a guy, because that right there, he gets it. He understands exactly how important the land, the animals, how the whole ball of wax, conservation, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, everything. Ron Shaffer, congratulations to you. Persistence paid off. He started with a bow in his hand, had to go home, came back with a rifle, and made it happen, and we loved it. So there you go, folks. Remember, check out the rmef.org website. Be sure to go by there to find out how you can become a member of Team Elk. And remember, hunting is conservation.
There's a lot of people back east that have no idea that places like this exist. And for me to have the ability to step away from a hectic life, you know, that I experience with my family and all the busyness that goes along with that, with daughters that are in activities and sports, and you know, as they get older, for me to be able to come do this, and actually my oldest daughter, because of the things that organizations like the Elk Foundation have done, and trying to get youth involved in hunting, it means a lot to me, because now she experiences that with me while I'm out in the field, and that's something that you can't replace.